Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to what is obviously not the workshop. We're actually in my back garden this evening. Firstly, apologies. I probably sound a little bit self-conscious. I live in a town, obviously. There's houses all around, and it's summer. Everybody's windows are open. Anybody looking out is probably looking at me now thinking, what a crazy person talking to himself or a camera. So I'm probably going to be talking quite hushed all for this video. But yeah, I'll do my best. Apologies as well, I've got you lot in the clamp. I'm essentially vlogging now. Look, I've got you all these different angles. You're in the clamp that I normally use in the shed to show you static shots of me working without having Matt needing to hold the camera. My phone is facing me, which is what I film on, if you didn't know, and I'm trying very hard to look into the camera and not at the screen and off to the side there, so I'll do my best at that as well, to look in the right direction. So, why am I in my garden? Well, I did say, I think, in the first ever video on the channel that it wasn't just DIY projects that I want to be doing on my channel. I also want to take you guys with me out into the great outdoors, another passion of mine. Hiking, camping, biking, everything really. Anything that gets me outdoors is what I really love. So yeah, this is going to be the first go in the back garden. Hopefully we can go a bit further afield in future, but for now, what with the whole different style of videos, it's going to be another see what happens and just do my best. So yeah, this is going to be the first one. That's why we're in the garden. I'm going to be sleeping out under the stars, and I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute. So yeah, please do like and subscribe, and let's jump right into it, shall we? So I said I'm in my back garden. I'm actually right up the top, next to the vegetable patch that you should be able to see just over my shoulder there. We've got runner beans and potatoes in that one. There is another one over there, but that's currently a bit of a construction site. This year we might not get around to putting anything in that vegetable patch because it's currently got a load of building supplies on top of it. But anyway, so yeah, that's where I am, specifically within my garden. It's not massive, but just so you won't see the house. I think I'll keep for privacy reasons, I'll keep the camera pointing this way. You'll just see the top end here. I'm in a patio chair on the lawn. It's currently just coming up to 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to have a fire in the firebox down there. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. I've got all my kit in a little pile down in the lawn just in front of me. We'll get to that later on. I'll show you and run you through that a bit. We'll get into the whole outdoor video YouTuber jib of things, and do some gear reviews, that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, in a short while. I'm trying to remember everything I meant to say to you guys. The last thing to say is that Matt's not here. He didn't want to sleep out tonight. He does occasionally sleep out with me in the garden, but tonight he's not. The rest of the family are in the house. I've just come out here to have a small fire and then probably go to bed. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of talking to do to you lot, the gear and stuff like that. But first of all, I think I'll just show you getting a fire going, and then yeah, I'll start rambling again. I think you just heard in the B-roll, another thing I've got to apologise for is the cars. As I said, I'm in a town. You'll probably hear cars, you might hear people, but yeah, it's how we are. Hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to go further afield in the future and we shouldn't have that problem. So yeah, please do bear with for now. Look in the camera, Chris. Look in the camera, not the screen. So, I've lit the fire, as you saw. Where to begin, really? I like to call that the firebox. It used to be a safe, which I think it was at my mum's work and they didn't need it anymore. And I was wanting to make a brazier style thing. So we thought it'd be just perfect. We broke 2 drills. My dad's old cordless drill and the current Black & Decker drill that I use in the workshop. We broke both of them trying to drill the holes that you should see around the bottom of the firebox into it. I think the Black & Decker, we broke the chuck so that we couldn't keep it tight anymore, and we managed to weld 10mm drill bit into the chuck of my dad's DeWalt, so he had to buy a new DeWalt, and it was many months later that we actually fixed it. We got a new chuck for the Black & Decker, fixed it, did a bit of a refurb on it, and it became my drill. We broke 2 drills making it, but having made it, it's great in my opinion. It burns really well. It's you can cook on it. Yeah, it's a nice size. It's convenient for our garden. I'll flip the camera around, I think, and tell you a bit more about it there so you can see what I'm on about as I speak. So, like I say, it's a safe. Those 2 holes at the top there are from where it could be wall mounted, the safe, but all the holes that you see around the bottom, and there is a grid of holes underneath as well. I might be able to show you that. I'll see if I can get the angle right. You might just be able to see there the holes in the bottom that we drilled. That's to let air flow through, and yeah, like I said, it burns really well. When we first used it, we had it just on bricks, as you can see there. Had it on bricks like that, just straight on the grass. The ash fell through and we had a nice burn patch on our lawn for a while until that grew back. So then we tried putting this drip tray that you can see here, that's used for under cars and things if you've got oil spills and things like that. We tried putting that straight on the grass, then some bricks to let air flow under, and then the firebox on top. Again, great, but we still got a patch where the drip tray got hot. So what we do now is we prop the drip tray up on bricks as well, just one brick, so I can put my hand under there. There's a void of air so air can get under. Quite often we fill the tray with water as well, which I haven't done, but I can grab the hose out and do that in a second. Then some bricks to let air flow under the firebox and burn in the firebox. So it looks a bit funny, but the system works well, and it is a very good fire for us to have in our back garden. We do have an open fireplace at home. I certainly really enjoy the process of getting firewood, preparing it to burn and burning it in the winter in our open fireplace in the lounge, and in the summer out here in the firebox. So yeah, that's how the firebox came to be. Lighting the firebox just then, I didn't do anything fancy bushcraft techniques that I do at scouts and things like that. I just used the normal cheap easy way that I do at home normally for speed and ease, which is get a bit of kindling, just take a big gob of Vaseline, make like a torch thing out of a couple of sheets of newspaper, and then get some kindling on top. It did take a little while in here tonight, I think, because I forgot to use a little log to prop it up and get airflow underneath, which is so important when doing fire lighting. But yeah, kindling pre-chopped on top, bigger wood when it gets going. I've got a few logs, a little pile, maybe half a dozen, so I'm not going to be burning for hours and hours tonight because I've got neighbours about. We don't want to be smoking them out all night, and yeah, we'll have a nice little fire. So that's how I got the fire lighting, how I got the fire lit. Yeah, and hopefully you got the nice ambient glow on my face now. If you'd like to go really in depth into the life of Chris Jacobs when he's not in the workshop, this is my firewood store at home. So this is old shelving from our greenhouse that Mum didn't need anymore, or rather didn't fit in our greenhouse because it's currently full of tomato and cucumber plants in the summer. So yes, I put the shelving up here next to the garage. There's a this is our garage building here, and this is our greenhouse right next to it. There's a narrow bit of concrete going back to our fence at the back there. Put the shelving up, crate with kindling. That there is my chopping block. Logs at the bottom, stacked. It's all off the ground. Tarpaulin system. That's all shoved up at the top, but that comes down over the front. Tie it with a big long bit of string around the bottom, keep it in place, and that's where I keep my firewood. So that will be where I get it from in the winter. I don't buy firewood, I'm far too tight for that. I scavenge wood, as much natural wood as I can. We don't like treated stuff as at all possible. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but if I can, I'll get natural wood from the hedgerow or the woods. Dead stuff, obviously. Yeah, dead wood, if it's good and seasoned and nice stuff, I'll drag it back when I'm out walking. People think I look right weird yomping across my town with bits of tree on my shoulder. Take it back home, saw it up, and then on nights like tonight, I've got half a dozen logs, a crate full of sort of medium stuff, and that's the bag of kindling that I used to start the fire with. So, what to ramble about next? We've done the fire. Gear, I suppose. It's getting late. It's already 10:30 by now. Probably don't want to be up making a load of racket like this, talking to you lot for probably much more than 11, I think, for the neighbours. Also, I need to get my beauty sleep, of course. So I think I'll put the camera up on the clamp again. I clamped it to the chair as a makeshift tripod, and I'll show you me laying out my sleeping setup for tonight, and I'll talk you through that if I can. Okay, this is the pile of gear that I've got. Apologies, I'm going to have to hold my head torch facing myself so that you can see me. The ambient light of the fire isn't enough. I think you can hear me all right, but I clearly need to get myself a light on a tripod or something to point at me and light up in situations like this when there's not enough light around for you to see me. So, the gear. We have got a rucksack, a roll mat, a sleeping bag, and I've got a ground sheet inside my rucksack. Now, the reason for that is because I do have tents, I have tarps, I have a hammock, and I like to sleep in all of them, but it's the middle of summer, as I said. We're currently in the middle of a heat wave. There is no rain forecast whatsoever. I think it's supposed to get down to about 15 degrees tonight, so it's going to be really warm, hopefully nice and clear. We should get some stars if we're lucky. So I am not opposed in the situations like this to just sleeping straight on the floor. I'll have a ground sheet to stop condensation from the grass wetting my bedding, but other than that, I don't really mind. I'll happily sleep out proper roughing it with the stars above me. So yeah, that's the setup we're going for tonight. So really basic, just because apart from anything else, although I'm in my back garden, the more kit I get out, the more kit I've got to put away. So yeah, just those three things for me tonight. So literally everything I have with me, the firebox, the chair, the clamp, the phone, this head torch, another torch down here, which the batteries I've just discovered have gone mouldy on, which is fantastic. So we're down to just the one light tonight, but hey ho, that's them's the breaks, not a big issue. The jacket I was wearing a second ago, another jumper in case it gets really cold. The ground sheet, this is the footprint to my Vango Tempest 200 tent. It's a nice size because it's the footprint of a tent, so it's, you know, about the right shape for a person to lay down on, the right sort of size dimensions. It's waterproof material. It's a tarpaulin as far as I'm concerned, whether it's the footprint of a tent or not. That'll be what's going straight on the grass. And I think that might be it in the backpack. Oh, the Vaseline that I used to light the fire. Yeah, that's everything in the backpack. That was literally just to keep those things together. The roll mat is it's rolled away. Is an OX Prowl I wanted a roll mat of this style. It's the sort where it's not completely just like a bag of air, so if it punctures, you're completely screwed. It has got some foam in it, but you do also blow into it as well. So yeah, I wanted a roll mat like this, and this is what Mum got me, I think for Christmas. So yeah, that's the roll mat. And again, another present from my mum was I wanted a new summer sleeping bag. I wasn't really fussed about it being an incredibly high quality one, because summer is not critical that it's really good at keeping you warm. So I thought just a relatively inexpensive summer sleeping bag was what I asked for, and that's what I got. It's a Berghaus Intrepid 1000. Temperature rating, if you want to go really technical, is -15 at the extreme, and 5 degrees is the comfort. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be 15 degrees tonight, and that is Celsius, by the way. So well within the limits. Yeah, that's it. Let's get it set up, shall we? Put that hopefully, not hopefully, I know that that's a safe distance from the fire. I'm going to be here all night. Obviously most of this stuff is synthetic, so it would be bad if embers went onto it. It would just start melting. But yeah, I'm happy with this distance that I am from the fire. In fact, should we do one of these? If you haven't been able to see anything up to this point, this is where we're at so far. Ground sheet on the floor, roll mat right on top of it, sleeping bag on top of that, Christopher inside sleeping bag. Jobs are good. Okay, here she is in all her glory. Like I said, very simple. Got my bag down at the bottom there, roll mat, sleeping bag, 2 jumpers there. I'll be using those as a pillow. I don't tend to use, I had a bad experience with a camping pillow. It went mouldy on me, which wasn't great when I took it out and found it all covered in mould. There is a camping pillow I've seen since that I would be interested in getting, but it's sort of a luxury accessory, and I thought it's probably not something I'll buy until I've got quite a bit more expendable income. So for now, I just use jackets and things. I can pretty much sleep on anything without bragging. So yeah, a jacket's fine for me, rolled up under my head to sleep on. I've just flicked the end of the ground sheet there over the end of it, just to keep it that much further away from the fire. So yeah, that'll be what I jump into shortly. Not too long. It's nearly 11 now, with all the faffing about. But observe, a coffee has been delivered. Look at that. Wonderful. So I shall be very grateful for that. I shall be sat drinking that, probably a bit more rambling to you lot, and then that'll be about it. Firebox is rocking. So got my coffee, cheers. The firebox is going, like I said. I've got probably the last lot of wood on there before I hit the hay. So what to ramble about? I suppose maybe what got me into camping, given that this is something I want to do on the channel a lot more. Sort of a mixture of things, I guess. I was always sort of an outdoorsy child. I was always running around outdoors, playing, getting mucky and mud pies and all that sort of thing. I started Cubs. I can't remember how old I was when I started Cubs, but I started Cubs and had a great time. I then went on to Scouts and had an even better time. My leaders were and are fantastic. I'm now an Explorer Scout as well, about to become a leader as well when I turn 18. So yeah, that whole process of my whole scouting career, I absolutely fell in love with the great outdoors. That's what really got me into it, and I still love it now. There's nothing more fun than me. There's nothing more fun to me than pitching up where there's nothing in a field or in a wood, with all your kit and making yourself your little home from home, being with nature and enjoying the great outdoors, the beauty of it, the not to sound like a crazy person again, but the seclusion, you know, the just being alone with your own thoughts and nature, the wind, the birds, animals, and all that stuff. I really enjoy it. The skills as well, the firelighting and the bushcraft, that kind of thing, really gets me excited. So yeah, that's what got me into it. That's why I like it. And hopefully I'll be able to show you that enjoyment in future when we're not just in the back garden. But for now, I wanted to get it on the channel, so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this first jump into the outdoors with me on the channel. Certainly very different from being in the workshop, not having Matt to film, not having the light, not knowing exactly what I'm going to do either. You know, when I'm in the workshop, I've got a specific project. I think to myself, I want to do this job and I want to show the people on YouTube. So that I plan to do that. Whereas tonight I was just like, yeah, I'm going to sleep out in the garden like I normally do, but I'm going to film it. So when I got out here, I was like, I don't know, what do I normally do? Light the fire, set the bed up, and that's about it. Sit and look at the stars. So to make a video for you lot, I've got to, you know, talk to you a bit, and so it's been different, but I've enjoyed it, I think, so far. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm just going to sit here now and drink my coffee and let the fire burn down before I get into bed. I'm not, I don't think I'm quite professional enough yet to give you like a time lapse of the stars or anything as overnight or anything. So I'll probably just get back to you in a minute when I'm about to go to bed. So yeah. Okay then, folks, this does feel really quite strange, talking to you being sat in bed. I'm all tucked up in my sleeping bag. The firebox, as you can see, is all but burnt down behind me. What time is it now? I think it's about 11:30, something like that. I've got myself all sorted out, you know, ready to go to sleep. So I guess I'll bid you lot good night. I'll maybe see you in the morning. I don't know. I think it'll probably depend on how early I wake up as to whether I film much tomorrow morning. I might do, I might not. So you will just have to see what happens. Future Chris will no doubt let us know what occurred. So if I do see you in the morning, then I will see you in the morning. If not, then I will say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this very much new and different and exciting type of video from me. Smash like, subscribe, all of that YouTubery stuff. I think that's everything. Yeah, thank you for watching. If I don't film tomorrow morning, if I do, then I'll see you in just a second for you lot. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I've just woken up. It's currently 8 o'clock. I woke up a couple of times in the night just because I was stiff. You know how a sleeping bag can restrict you a bit, so I couldn't really move that much in the night. So I sort of slept in one position, got stiff, woke up, rolled over, and then went straight back to sleep. I remember I did check the time the last time I woke up, and that was at 6:30. And so it was broad daylight at that point. As you can see, the sun's in my face now. But I just laid back down and went back to sleep for a little while longer. So yeah, slept well. I wasn't cold at all. The sleeping bag was fine, and it was really warm anyway. So yeah, no issues in the night either. I'm gonna get straight up now, get the firebox put away, get all my kit packed away, but I won't bore you with that. I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said last night, please do like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the new type of video. We'll see you soon, hopefully, probably back in the workshop in another video. So yeah, goodbye.